Hey, what's up folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro's Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, this is where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello everybody, hanging out in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join us during the show, you can join the Discord chat room. We're hanging out in the live broadcast chat channel. I believe that's what it's called. And to get access to that, you can go to discord.gg/Adafruit and join the many folks that have been a part of the community now for a good minute.
That's right, we're hanging out on the Twitch channel as well as the Facebook. Actually, no, Facebook cannot connect.
Didn't go? Are you serious?
On Periscope and on LinkedIn.
Facebook. I even updated the stream key and it's still
supposedly
not
connecting, but oh well. Head on over to YouTube.
We've been trying
Twitch.
to get on Facebook for a month. Anywho, welcome everybody in the chat room. We were out last week on vacation and we're back now, and we have a little bit of a little surprise. We are celebrating our 9 years with Adafruit. So
that's almost a decade.
We're almost 10
This
years
is
old.
the longest we've ever been at a company. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love our job, so we will continue doing this for the next 10 decades and beyond.
Yay! We didn't have time to update our banner, so I just slapped something together because this is last year's banner. If you can tell, that's a number 8 behind the 9, and maybe we'll do that next year because we're busy with the projects and I have time to celebrate. But anyway,
we had some cake.
We'll have some cake, yeah. Let's go through shout outs after we do the housekeeping. Does that sound good? Let's go to adafruit.com/free and you'll see all the freebies available. We got some new stuff, notably the Circuit Playground Blue Fruit. Let's take a look at the text here. So if your order is $99 or more, you're gonna get a free half size from a Proto. If your order is $149 or more, you get that half size from Proto plus a KB2040. That's that lovely keyboard driver for making keyboards. If your order is $200 or more, you get the KB2040, the half size from a Proto plus ground shipping. UPS ground shipping is free for continental US only. And then if your order is $299 or more, you'll get that free UPS ground shipping, the KB2040, the half size from a Proto, and a Circuit Playground Blue Fruit. All this gets automatically added to your cart, so that's really nice. No special coupons needed. Just go to adafruit.com/free for more details and more.
That is some really good freebies.
Yeah. If you are in the market for a job, head on over to jobs.adafruit.com and take a look at all the listings. If you are in the market for a gig, or if you are looking for someone to help you with your project, you can post it up. That's at jobs.adafruit.com. I see a new one here. It says create an Mp3 player.
Hey.
How funny.
Huh.
We might have something for
Just
them.
did that.
I know. Yeah. So that's awesome. So that's the jobs board. checking out the newsletters once a week. You can subscribe to the weekly newsletter. It's mostly focused on products that are added to the Adafruit shop. So you can go to adafruit.com/newsletter and subscribe to that. You can also get daily content, daily stories and sharings, adafruitdaily.com, and subscribe to the many categories. Recently, we reached a milestone with the Python on Microcontrollers newsletter. That's the 200th issue. We're on 201 now, I believe. Maybe 202, because I've been out for a week. Check out the CircuitPython Show podcast hosted by Paul Cutler. Checking it out every week. You can subscribe to it using your favorite podcasting service, like Spotify or Apple's Podcasts. And that's kind of it for the show, for the housekeeping. I got this kind of weird setup here that's throwing me off, but we have some demos where we're going to use Adafruit IO and kind of this bird. So that's why I have it set up this way. So it's kind of this 3-up display thing. So we'll get through that in a minute. I forgot to go to the Discord chat and say hello to everybody. I'm going to give some shout outs to Liz Clark hanging out. Hello, good morning. Paul Cutler is hanging out. Hello. Andy Calloway, Du Wester, Ophia. Hello, welcome to the show. Mike P. Yeah, all the usuals are here. DJ Devin as well, hanging out. Thank you for the lovely gifts. The 9-year gift from Andy Calloway. That's very fun. We're 9-year-olds. Cool. I don't know if that GIF is playing, but it's playing here. Maybe it stops when I switch tabs. Shall we begin this week's project? This week it was kind of a... We should probably make a video about our CAD parts on GitHub. So that was this week. We figured that we'd make a guide on how to use the GitHub repo, whether you want to browse, download, or just know that it's available in there. We needed to have a learn guide. The GitHub repo is probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old now, which is...
It sounds kind of young to me.
Yeah, it's kind of young, but it's been there for a minute. And you can head over to github.com/Adafruit/Adafruit_CAD_parts. You can search for it in Google. Maybe we'll make a quick URL for it, because that'd be nice. Yeah, there's a lot of parts. I don't know how many. There's a ton. The way it works is the product ID is the first thing. So if you want to find the feather M4, for example, you can either search for the product ID, or you can do a control or a command F and say something like M4, which is right here. These are all the M4 expresses. We have quite a few of them. And inside the folder, you can see that we have the Fusion 360 file, if you're using that, or a .step file. .step is a great open format for CAD, solid modeling applications. I've been playing around with FreeCAD. FreeCAD has a great support for step files. And that's a free solution. It's a good alternative if you don't want to use Fusion 360. And then, of course, the STL. Funny thing about the STLs, GitHub has a nice STL viewer, so you can always click on an STL and preview it. They have this little kind of viewer here. You can change up the type of rendering in the viewer, which is kind of nice. You can get a good look at it. And you can download it right here if you need to. So you can download it that way. We also have a GIF or a JPEG as well if folks want to just get a look at it. This kind of includes the silk screen and some of the traces and things like that, which is really over the top. But it's sort of a free thing that we get because the way we generate these is literally we take Lamar's Eagle CAD design and we click a button that says convert to 3D model, and that brings it into Fusion 360, and then I manually map all of the components such as the USB connectors, the JST connectors, resistors, and all the onboard IC chips. Yeah, I have a layer by layer tutorial if folks want to learn how to do that process. Fusion 360 and Eagle are still free, so you can give that a shot if you want to try to make some parts that we haven't made yet. If you don't find what you're looking for, you could always search, or rather, you can go to the Issues tab and create a parts request. So that's totally okay to do. And then I want to give a shout out to everybody who's been contributing, creating pull requests. And if you have not used GitHub before and you're a little wary of doing a pull request, we have it heavily documented in our Learn Guide. So now over to the Learn Guide. It's you can search for it, or you can see it's a part of the new Learn Guides that were published this week. Excuse me, the overview here just kind of walks you through what the CAD parts is. And we also have some more deep dives into using GitHub, like an introduction to GitHub or contributing to the CircuitPython repo on GitHub. We have dedicated guides for that. But mine really is focused on how do I use the desktop app, the GUI interface, so you don't have to do any terminal stuff. It's really simplified. So the usage page just walked you through how to use it, kind of just how I showed you guys now, how to browse through it, naming convention, what type of formats you'll find, and how to do the parts request. So all that's there, documented, and then there's a link to it there. The contributing really sets you up from zero to finish. So creating, first of all, download the GitHub desktop app. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're new to GitHub, consider using the GitHub desktop app and not worrying about commands because it's really easy and user-friendly to use an actual desktop app that has buttons and things.
Yeah, I saw Brent post that the latest, I think it's the Ventura macOS update deleted some of the Git commands, so you have to manually reinstall those. So this would probably help out with that.
Sure, yeah. So once you download the desktop app, you'll want to create your login. You'll want to clone the repo. So just walk you through which tabs to click on. You want to go to the URL tab and you're cloning the repo. And what you're basically doing is you're downloading the entire subset of parts onto your local drive. If you want to contribute, that's kind of how the way it has to be. If you're worried about file size, consider that, but I don't think it's more than 1 gigabyte or anything like that. I think it's under 1 gigabyte, but we'll see. You want to create a branch, so we show you how to create a branch, how to add your files. One note, unfortunately with the Mac OS operating system, it tends to make these hidden files called .ds_store files, so you just want to uncheck those when you are submitting your parts. So I have here in the screenshot, it shows you how I'm checking only the STL, the step, and the JPEG. That's kind of what we prefer, but it's okay if you have only a step file or only an STL. That's okay. But we encourage both file formats just because the step file is kind of like the OG source of your CAD part. So we really like that. And then you can add a GIF or not. I actually started adding GIFs to the community submitted parts, which I'll go through in a minute here. Once you got your parts added, you want to commit it to your branch, and then you want to fork. You want to fork the repository, and then from there you can go to the website and click on the button that says compare and pull a request. And then from here you'll be able to open a PR, type in a title and a description of your PR. Whether you have multiple files or not, it all can be in one, or you can do separate ones if you'd like. And then when you commit it, I get notified, or anyone on the team that is a moderator will be notified when the PR is there, and give us a moment to kind of review the PRs. I had some PRs that were standing out for a year. That's because it's just, it was, didn't know about it. So we're on top of it now, and if anybody adds a PR, we'll try to be on it within the week. And then on our side, when we commit it, you can always check back and see. Hopefully you get notified when the thing is merged. When your PR is merged, it'll give you a nice comment, and your parts that are contributed will always be tied to your username, so we'll always know who committed what, which is the whole point of GitHub. So that's really cool. But that's a slimmed down version of how to kind of contribute to the GitHub repo. So over on the GitHub repo, we can see here the PRs that are open, and we only have one open right now. I've closed a bunch of them. I've closed about 18 of them. You can go to the commits here and see all the different commits. Pedro added the Max 17048, which is that new battery monitor stemma breakout, which is really cool. We can take a look at that. And then I've added some other things here from folks, which we'll take a look at. But yeah, this is a great way to kind of everything is tracked here. So you can always see the history of how parts were added. Yeah. I kind of just ran through it, but let's hop on over to Fusion 360 and give some shout outs here. Well, first let me load the kind of PR that was closed and just kind of show an example. I don't see the arcade. There it is. The arcade button, which was added by Ari Herzig, I was going to say Thingiverse user because I'm used to saying that. GitHub user Ari Herzig posted up their parts. This is the arcade buttons that are 30mm diameter. Product ID 471. Which why not just open, the actual thing and go to that. This is I love this arcade button, and it's removable. You can take the switch out. It has a dome cap that you can either put an LED in there, or you can add vinyl decals and stuff. They come in different translucent colors. But take a look at the model here in Fusion 360. This is a fantastic model by Ari, and they did an awesome job here. This is the Fusion 360 file, so you can see exactly how they put this together, and it's accurate and very detailed. That's very cool. It's a lot of work put into this part. Looks fantastic.
I like the way the timeline looks.
Yeah,
I try to keep my timeline to like one scroll or no scroll bar where it shows up. So I like combining jobs into one thing.
Yeah, fantastic.
Which means no moves. Don't move stuff.
Also added was a USB panel plug. It doesn't have to be super detailed. Like all you really need is mounting holes and some sort of, a lot of the times we'll do parts like this where they don't need too much detail. They're just a bit.
I'll project the sketch on it and grab just the holes.
Yeah,
copy that and paste it into what I'm working on, because I don't need to, especially when you're working on a big project, you don't need all that geometry bogging down.
Yeah, so whether you want to go that route or simple route, we really appreciate these folks adding these parts. And then here's the part Pedro added. This is was generated with EagleCAD using the Fusion 360 converter kind of thing that's built into it now. Which is great.
Quick note here, DJ Devin is saying that you got to remember that the free version 360 does not support libraries, so keep that in mind.
I'm not using libraries here, so that's good. This is using kind of the traditional PCB component. Using a library doesn't allow you to manually map components. So in these versions, you can always come here, edit the PCB component, and go to like right click and replace component body. And then from here you can add any step file. A lot of the times chip manufacturers will have a step file available to download. That's how I was able to get most of the things. And then you could also generate a part. I don't know if that's free. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's what you're talking about. There's a part generator in Fusion where you can generate parts. But if you don't, you could go to library.io, and I believe that's free. You can try that. Library.io is a separate part. It's kind of like they took the tools from Fusion 360's part generator and they kind of made it its own web thing. So you can go to library.io. Let me see if that's even still there. I'm pretty sure it is. Every now and then I'll check out library.io. And it's, data sheet to model in seconds. So it's like literally a great tool if you want to make a generic kind of part. It has the great tools for making different footprints, such as DFN, QFN, the resistor packs, and some of the other, what is this? SOIC and SOP. Yeah, so check out library.io, sign in, and see if it's something that you want to do. They also have, you can also search for parts that are already kind of pre-designed. So here's an example of that. And I
think that was the golden nugget here for DJ Devin.
Yeah, definitely check out library.io. And you can make some models.
It's off the model we go.
Yeah, DFN. Do they have any DFNs? Yeah, they have some DFNs, and you can generate your own using their kind of builder. Once you sign in, you get a nice little panel where you can choose what footprint you want. So that's kind of a breakdown of CAD parts, how we make them, how you can make them. These are available now, so if you are using this battery monitor in your designs, you can create a custom mount. It's got all the things there. And there's some other things too, like displays and things that we've recently added, so check those out. We have a lot of the kind of the flagship products like Pi Portal, the Grand Central, all of the feathers, lots of NeoPixel rings. They're all there in the GitHub repo. I'm trying to open this here. Just give you an idea of some of the main boards: Itsy Bitsies, the Cutie Pies, the Circuit Playgrounds, the rings, the IoT displays like the Pi Portal. This is the Pint version. You can see they have the micro SD card. All of these are like models that are available on various sites. Like GrabCAD, I think, has a bunch of connectors and things, but also places like DigiKey, and they'll link out to EasySnap EDA and some of the other places to get parts. They offer CAD models. NeoKey is right here. While you're on the NeoKeys, DigiDevin is requesting the step switches. Yeah, I gotta make one. I think maybe Todd Bot might have them. I thought I saw 3D modeled. You could always check out Todd Bot's GitHub repo. Maybe pull it out. Or if Todd Bot wants to contribute to the repo, he totally can. But I might, when I get to the project, if nobody's added it to the repo yet, I'll add it myself to the repo. That's normally what I do. I kind of do it per need basis. A need to know basis, something like that. I don't know. Need to use. Yeah, need to use basis. That's when I actually start making parts. But a lot of times, like when I have some free time, I'll generate some parts that are under the parts request in the issues tab. So a lot of CAD parts. I mean, 9 years, so. Yeah. We started out like just kind of manually designing. Oh yeah. We making them from scratch. Measure. Oh. Yeah. My bird has died. Yeah. That'll make sense in a little bit. Yeah, so here's an example of our recent project collab with John Park. It's an Mp3 Player. We have quite a bit of models here. We have the Rotary Encoder. We have the 1x4 QT NeoKey. We have the Featherwing Doubler. We have the Feather M4 Express. We have this lovely SPI TFT display. It's a 2.0 inch. And we even have a little SD card here just to kind of give us an idea of where that's going to be. And we also have these these jacks that we stock in the store. These audio jacks are really nice. And then a little slide switch holder here. So if you're making something like this is a good example of using the parts from the repo to design a case. And here's what it looks like with the whole thing there. So yeah, I didn't quite model the keycaps, but you could do that if you'd like. And that's just a little taste of that. All right, let's go to Discord, shall we? See if anybody's saying questions. Any questions about CAD stuff? Yeah. Let's see. Liz says, yeah, probably want to be able to design the enclosures for projects without this repo. Yay. It is definitely a speed boost to get through tolerances and the clearances. Yeah. One of the most important things. A lot of times you just want a bracket or a plate, a mounting plate, and having the model 90%. Right there is just like so great. You don't even have to look at dimensions a lot of the times, which is really nice. And some ups for the new magnetic USB connectors. Yeah, can't wait to get those were added by contributors, which is awesome. I need to probably take photos of them. I'm not sure if I have yet. Let me see where they would be under the closed PRs. It's funny, like as I was documenting, I hadn't really done a contribution from a user side. So it was interesting to like learn it. Yeah, shout out to 560. I shouted them out a couple weeks ago.
I've seen them in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Hess. Let's make things. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah. Yeah, Eric Hess did a great job doing like a bunch of these. So like notably, I want these right here. These 3 pins because I think it'd be great for NeoPixels. They did a fantastic job adding all the parts. So it's 5360. So let's go to the list. 5360, and there are the mat connectors.
Nice.
And here are all the possible things you'd want. Let's do an STL because it has a built-in viewer, so I can just see it here. But I remember opening it in Fusion and going like, wow, this is super detailed, and like all of the materials were like colored and everything. All the solid bodies were colored, which is cool. So check these out for your embedded projects. I think these would be great for folks that do wearables, like like Deborah or Charlene. Like I can imagine them using these magnetic connectors. This is really cool art. So a PNG, what it looks like. Look at that fantastic render. It's all rendered out of Fusion. Looks great. Yeah, so check them out.
Super cool. Yes, Macintosh Librarian says perfect for mounting brackets and such.
Yeah.
And then Liz says projecting mounting hole dimensions for days.
Yeah, that's what's up. Cool. I'm finally glad it happened. We've just got enough emails from Lamar and PT. We're like, hey, where's the, users asking about CAD parts or asking to contribute CAD parts. And it's just like, all right, it's time to make a guide. It's time to do a video.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it every single week, but not everybody has a chance to check it out. So this is a nice way to alert the rest of the people that it's been up there for weeks and how to contribute to them and like how to use it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weekly segment. It's like, all right, here's the new parts on GitHub. What do we have this week? We got some STEMO sensors and some displays. And so each week we'll come on and update folks on what new parts have been added or what things are out there.
Cool. Let's see, check out the comments. DJ Devin is saying, they were talking about the USB C and B tips that were added this morning.
The magnetic ones? Yeah, those could be nice.
All right, cool. And that is this week's project or highlight on how to.
Yeah. So let's take a sneak peek at next week's project.
Oh, real quick, the guide needs a link to the actual GitHub CAD parts. Is that not linked?
I mean, maybe it doesn't look like it's linked. If you go to the guide, it's this button. Wait, it's not that one. It's under usage right here. It's this green button. But it should also, I guess, be linked.
I would say I would put it right underneath the video.
Yeah.
So right in the overview. Bam.
I'll do that while you're
presenting. Let's go ahead and look at this week's What Are We Prototyping? Do we have a screenshot up?
Well, I'm editing the thing. Yeah, you're up here. So just
okay,
try to.
No, I was going to say,
where's
this
as your way to kind of, because I do want to add the link right now because folks are so good on that.
This is okay. So do that again. This week's What Are You Prototyping? Lamar saw this really cool Kickstarter, which a lot of our ideas for remakes comes from there. And what this is a CO2 indicator. So we have a cute little bird that'll act as your indicator. So everybody's familiar with the canary in the coal mine. Back in the day, when people were mining coal mines, if the CO2 levels got too high, or the carbon dioxide or monoxide, they would have a little bird in there, and if it died, they would know the levels were too high. What an awful way to do like an indication, but I guess it's pretty analog, right? So what this does is we're using the SCD41 to check out how high the CO2 levels are, and using the brand new Servo functionality inside of Whippersnapper, we are able to have the Servo react to CO2 levels. So when it gets too high, the bird will die. It'll like rotate to a certain degree and then just die on you. When the CO2 levels are a nice comfortable level, it'll rise back up. Should have made it a phoenix, huh? So it'll rise back up from the dead after the CO2 levels get back. But once it reaches, I think I have it set up to over 1,000 parts per million, I think is what it is.
Can I show folks the...
That's what'll happen. It'll just die on you.
Yeah.
It'll like, it looks like it's plugging its nose, depending on what angle it is, but you can have it go all the way up, and it is alive again.
Yay.
And what we're using here is some nice little hinges. Let me grab this one. So using that one technique where you just burn to create a little rivet on the other side to make a nice little, there's like little rotating, there's feathers on there. So it's a whole servo horn. It's 3 different parts. We're just printing this out for the bird here. And on the inside, let me unplug this guy. So on the inside, snap fit case, of course, it is mounted to a little Py 32 Pico. It's on the back here with a little micro servo, and everything is just screwed together. So it took a little bit of time figuring out how to combine all these different pieces, but everything connects like that. We have a nice little editable circuit that you can, for prototyping purposes, you can.
Oh, that's nice, the headers.
You can, use the headers.
A little chunky, but it can be in this instance.
Yeah. Usually I don't like doing this because I want it to be as small as possible, but for something that's going to hang on the wall, you kind of want it to be, have the size you want that to be a little bit bigger. You have some openings for a USB cable and the actual sensor part on the SCD41. And on the back here, you just have a, what's it called, a thing to, like
a wall hanger.
Wall hanger, yeah. So nice, simple little circuit. What I find funny is that using all the whippersnapper smarts and the components that we all have, stemma as well, so you don't have to solder every single little thing. You're able to recreate Kickstarters in a week, which I'm pretty sure it's going to last longer. I don't know what, if they're going to have a service or whatever and tie this all with a subscription or whatnot. So it's super cool that you're able to use IO. You have the privacy thing on there. We're not going to use your data for any of that.
Yeah, so we set it up in Whippersnapper. This is again a very new addition to Whippersnapper, is the ability to connect servos to your IoT projects.
Came out last week.
So go ahead and plug it in. You'll know right away that your device is offline because it says it is.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is set up as a generic servo. The way we add it is by clicking on the new component button, and you'll notice down here we have servo components. I think at some point we might have continuous servos and maybe steppers and stuff, but for now we got the generic servo. So let me edit.
Once it goes online, more components go online, I've noticed.
Oh, interesting.
So there is like a if offline, don't show the whole list.
You have the options to change the servo pin connected to your Qt Py. In this case, it's A0. Frequency, you want to leave that by default, but you could always change that.
You can change it around.
I remember overhearing Lamar saying that some servos might need different frequencies, so just check your data sheet if you have something from someone else. And you have minimum and maximum pulse widths, so you can change those if you'd like.
We probably need a converter for that. The pulse width is the angle of the servo.
Yeah.
Like how much it's rotating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a little weird. Like, what is this? It needs microseconds or something?
Go back to the components. Just want to highlight one new addition. No. In the add components.
Sure, let me...
now that it's online, you can see... No. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you want me to click on the...
It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
Component. Yeah. Sorry.
If you scroll down, you can see the I2C components, the rest of them, and then, oh no, what happened to the one I wanted to talk about? There it is. Yeah.
It's
the one I'm so happy about.
It's still beta,
is,
so...
Yeah, again, it depends if it's the
stemma
soil sensor.
Yeah, of course.
Is making me so happy because I'm able to see exactly, instead of sticking my finger inside the freaking soil, I don't get a dirty finger anymore. I can see what the capacitive...
Great for all sort of planter projects.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And one of the things I want to do with this is using the stemma hub, connect multiple of these up. So I'm just using one of the Qt Pys instead of having each individual soil sensor be its own microcontroller.
Cool. I got a lot of GIFs to make. Some of these are GIFs, some of them aren't. So I'm seeing some inconsistency, but we're working on it. We're going real fast here.
So what makes the addition of the servo component is that it can work in conjunction with your other analog ones. If you scroll up, Go back in, scroll up. I already tested it out with the PIR sensor, the beam splitter, the read switch. It all works perfectly. So for upcoming Halloween season, it's going to be perfect for being able to wirelessly control or have it through action triggers. Have like the servo do something, drop a spider on someone, or coming up later, the NeoPixel support. So when it senses someone, it'll change red or flash or something. Be so cool.
How do I take a look at your recipe that you have set up?
Oh, so if you go into the actions, you can see what happens, and it'll be either these two. That's for the PIR, CD4, one of those. So here you can see, go to edit. Right here. So if the CD40, you can do the drop down. You can see right there for the QT 32 Pico, and it shows you what is connected on there.
Yeah, and you have a little emoji here to give you an indicator like, hey, this is connected to a gear or a motor.
Yeah, since I have I think it's 6 or whatever on these, this is a really good way to quickly, at an eye glance, see which one you're thinking or wanting to edit.
Which dev board is tied to which project. Yeah. All right, so if the
CO2 sensor is reading greater than or equal to 1,000 parts per million, it's going to push a message to the generic servo with your pulse width there.
So that's your angle in a sense.
And
then
you can limit how much
seconds.
it's checking for that. And so for that one, if it's greater than, it'll straight up just die, is what that is.
All right.
And then go back to the actions, and that last one, if it's reading anything below 900 parts per million, it will come back to life.
And that sets it back to the Servo Ingo 500.
And this is a cool way to, oh man, I wish there was some way to export this as code, so you wouldn't need to be connected for these actions to happen. But for now, this is so cool.
You always have manual control too inside the device page. You can always manually flip on switches, or in this case, scrub, to change the Servo Ingo. I might have to update the component. So let me hit update component, and then see if I can get it going. There it goes.
Yeah. Am I in frame?
I had to update the component because I
yeah.
I don't know. I guess
a little bug where it disconnects real
stuck,
quick.
I guess, yeah. We can go all the way down, all the way up.
Yeah, it's super cute with the action of the these little feathers that are going on.
And you can add more values and more triggers, like maybe somewhere in the middle. Like he's starting to go down.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Right.
I should probably add that because there is some.
It's either dead or alive. There's no in between. Cool. And then the PIR sensor here. It's connect. Or no.
No, that's for something else. I was testing all of them.
Yeah,
I just left that in there.
Wave your hand to let the bird go up or down. Cool.
Liz says, "Dead birds tell no tales."
Little pirates.
Yeah. So this will be next week's project. Super cute remake of. Who knows if that Kickstarter will make it or not? But you could build your own.
I don't know. Sorry.
I mean, we see.
Was it? I thought it was a Google thing.
No, man. No, that's something else. Yeah.
Oh, the puppet.
Same thing with Google. It don't matter if you're a big conglomerate or a little Kickstarter.
Yeah, ideas are kind of out there. So if you want to, make
have it for a year and then shut it down. So this will guarantee that you will always have a service that'll be up. It won't just go away. So
cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, give it a try. Servos and IoT is going to be a huge thing. So
it's so cool. I am
going. Big shout out to Brent and Lauren and everyone else on the IoT for doing it up.
Yeah, they're adding some more stuff in the beta stuff, and it's so exciting. Oh, whoa! Was that you?
I want to do the animation. Like it's bowing. It's like yes. It's it's eating. There you go. It's just kind of, or it's feeding its children.
Right. So what? And that's what we're prototyping this week.
Yeah.
Typical little CO2 canary.
Yes. Canaries are yellow. I thought they were red. I was like, Pedro, you should print it in a different color. And he's like, canary on Google. It's like, they're all yellow, bro.
You're thinking of a cardinal is what you were thinking of.
I was thinking cardinal. Cool. All right. 2-inch bolt ants in Australia. More crickets, pretty big in Florida. Ant-looking things. Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Saw a giant stick bug in the morning. They're always great.
Yes.
IoT.
Expanding
Give
every
it a
day.
shot.
Do more integration.
Yeah, give Whippersnapper a
It's
go if you haven't.
so freaking fun. It's definitely, especially someone who doesn't know how to code, I can
You have like a
see
super secret power now.
Yeah, I can see a project like the Kickstarters and be
Mhm.
like, dude, we have all the components, we have now all of the glue to have that come to life without having to wait on 2 years of some funding that's going to fall through or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So that's what we're prototyping. We'll be having a video project on this next week.
That is a good one there.
It's more fun,
Tab
yes.
on the Discord is saying they're going to build something like this for the neighborhood. Their freezer is holding a bunch of beers, and from time to time there's a CO2 leak that's difficult to detect. This will work perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, really practical on that one.
Yeah. For us, it's like a little, it's basically like when there's like,
It's a CO2 monitor. Just give you an idea of like dangerous levels of CO2. It's simple. We have another project that's CircuitPython. It's the uses the matrix portal, and it tells you has a happy face or a sad face.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much that project, but this one's like more physical.
It's
and less expensive because you're like it's just a QT a sensor and a servo.
Well, what I like
expensive.
having that whippersnapper layer on top of it is that you have logging. You can see at what time CO2 levels rise up. You can share that stuff.
Yep.
You can.
That's very, very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
You get line charts as well, so you can visually see patterns if you need to see any patterns of CO2.
And the SCD41 has not just CO2. You can do the temperature and humidity. So you have all that other additional info that we don't have on the matrix.
The matrix portal, yeah. But it's a great project for all sorts of people to do. Cool.
All right, cool. And that's what we're prototyping. We will launch this next week. So cool. So happy. Just with the little wings. Although one little funny thing with the wing. Dang it, I put it on backwards. It looks like he's all buff. Like he's been lifting weights. Look at his arms.
Hey,
We've been
testing it so much that it's just flexing.
I need to put a vinyl, like a little mom tattoo on there or something.
That's cool.
Let's go ahead and jump into this week's Community Makes.
We're still like, I want to show JP's project.
Yeah.
So
a little bit beyond prototyping. The guide
just went up live.
Yeah.
So you can build your own DIY MP3 player with CircuitPython. This allows you to use the micro SD card slot that's a part of the display, and it lets you play MP3 files. So here I have some MP3s. It uses the Rotary Encoder as the volume. It's using some libraries like the progress bar to do a volume here. So I can change the volume. And then you have a progress bar for the track itself. So I have a track ID of the title. That's my pseudonym for my artist name, and then that's the name of the song. You can use these buttons as controls. So this is play. And then you can skip, replay, play the next song. In the guide, it's using the audio jack, so you can do headphones because it's more like a Walkman. But in mine, I just threw on one of our mini oval speakers and I put it right here inside the case. It's a snap fit case, so you can take it apart easily. It's got some nice features like the reset button here, which is always nice to have access to. The NeoPixels here light up, so if I press pause, you can see it turns purple. If I press it again, it plays it. And then I think this is green. Oh, I think I crashed it. Whoop. Got some memory allocation stuff going on. But thankfully, I can just hit the reset button. It's a good way to test the demo. You can also see the NeoPixel for status indicator shine through here, which is really nice. So here it is, just starting up again. That's what it starts with. It doesn't play the audio by default. You just want to hit play, and then you can change the default like volume and button layouts and stuff all in CircuitPython. I 3D printed this case in 2 colors. I did a color swap so that I can get a little bit of light diffusion here in the cover there. But yeah, this is a really cool kind of MP3 player. It's got a lot of features and a lot of opportunities to expand on it.
One of those could be you can use this exact circuit for making a prop. So you're like switching through the sound effects is what this could be as well. Yeah. And amazed by the MP3 decoder library. It's come such a long way.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? But yeah, I'm using a fairly large 16 gigabyte card, so I can put massive amounts of music. There are some memory things you might run into, so you just gotta be careful on kind of what you're doing. Like I tried to add some custom fonts, but I think that was too much for the memory. So maybe you could pick a different board that has more memory, maybe an ESP board. And it's, the audio isn't going to be loud because I have it's literally called a small mini oval speaker. But if I wired it to the headphone jack, it would have really good audio. And these are some songs that I have published on my SoundCloud. As you could also go to Adafruit SoundCloud and see them there. So fantastic job by John Park putting together the code. I think also Todd Bott also helped out on it. I saw his name in the code, but this is all live. Just a couple moments ago, it was published. I had to rush to get the Cad Files published, but they're there now, so folks can download STLs, the step file, the Fusion file. Earlier in the show, you saw this case in Fusion 360, so all the parts are there. And then I guess the battery, there's a honkin' 2000 milliamp battery in there. You can fit whatever you like. There's plenty of room in there for maybe a bigger battery. You can kind of see it there in the grill. A couple screws and stuff like that, but most of it snap fits. And you can do this thing here if you'd like. We'll probably do a video to showcase JP's guide in the coming weeks. Because we think it's a really good project to kind of do a guide on. So, well, the guide is out, but we want to do a video to kind of promote the guide. And it's this big. It's as big as a real Walkman. I used the dimension. I went to Wikipedia and used the dimensions to kind of create the dimensions for this one.
Super cool.
Yeah. And then if you want to turn it off, you can use the switch here. That's off. Turn on again. Again, there's so many features you could add to it. Maybe you want to do battery monitoring. You can add that new stemma breakout that does the battery monitoring, so you can get a little indicator of the battery.
That's cool.
All of this is done with display I/O, so you can, do different things. Maybe change the colors. You could try to do the fonts if you want to add some smarts to reduce the amount of characters, so you don't run into those memory allocation issues. You can do that. So I hope folks will make a bunch of additions to the software, because it's all in CircuitPython, and it's a really quick way to kind of prototype your stuff.
Super cool. I think the hardest part about this is going to be what color combo will you use?
Yeah.
To go along with
parts
the available keys
printed
as well.
for right. Yeah, the keys can all be different colors. They all, a lot of customization. I don't know what else to say about it, but check it out. The guide is public.
Live.
Let's take a look real quick. I'm looking for the learn guide. Here it is. Oops, I'm in. Here it is. Oh, we got lots of new guides. Let me pause that. It's crazy how all the guides come out all at once. We got the nudes guide from Liz, we got the mailbox Wi-Fi notificator from Kattni, the walk person from John Park, and then even Jeff has one on the Commodore keyboard. That's cool. Hey, that's the video. That's funny.
Oh.
He put it up there just as a demo, just to kind of hear. You could use the RP2040, which is might be more readily available than the M4 Express. And we're using one of the amplifiers, the I2S amplifier, this one here, which gives you good digital audio. All the parts and bits and stuff. There's the Cad Files. I'll add some more screenshots once the show's over. But it walks you through installing CircuitPython. Here's the code. It breaks it down too. So
now we can cover this
we'll have
week
to cover
after
this on
the
week
canary.
After. Yeah, you're right. But look at the photos. They look fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a look inside of it. Yeah, everything kind of snaps with these tabs. And yeah,
super cool.
very cool.
Yeah, I think for the shoot we're gonna do it at over by
Epcot.
yeah, Galaxy Rewind.
Yeah,
Dress up as
maybe we'll have a red blazer on.
Star-Lord.
I'll be Peter Quinn.
Uh-huh.
Or is it Peter Quill? I forgot.
I think it's Quill.
Is it Quill or Quinn?
Check out the comments. Oh, Brent's in the house. And
Hey,
congrats
Brent.
on the 9 years.
Oh yeah, woo, forgot.
And Taith saying, yeah, loves reciprocating automatic feeds for everything. And graphs if desired, combine actions feeds, and maybe some if this then that. For great learning journey and near limitless possibilities. Yeah. The only problem now is for me, like, what project to actually tackle and make it part of that.
Yeah, and there are going to be some limitations, but that's sort of the fun part, like figuring out how to overcome these challenges and stuff. So it lets you kind of simplify what your idea might be. Cool. We are about 10 minutes away, so let's do this week's time lapse.
All right, this week continue with more skull-based time lapses for upcoming holiday. It is what, 2-3 months long. That's how long we celebrate it.
This is a planter that's kind of a remix. So Allan posted this up on Thingiverse as a remix. The original post is just the skull, but Allan thought it'd be nice to make this into a planter and added some holes for drain holes.
I took this opportunity to test out some other glow-in-the-dark filament, and this stuff. Look at this atomic looking blue, aqua, blue-green. It's not going to show up on here, obviously, but I'm quite happy.
Yeah,
it's
very,
probably
very
super
nice.
abrasive because of the amount of the glow-in-the-dark powder stuff that they add to this is quite a bit. Like, it, if it was super dark in here, it would light up so much.
Yeah,
it's
it
so freaking
stays
good.
lit, and it's one of those glow in the darks that like gives off a hue, which is like what?
Yeah. So super happy with this. You can use it as a planter or just probably candies
dish
for
or
us.
something.
They did add drainage holes, and there is a separate part that has like the tray on there, so if you want to, bottom water your plant. This is a really good way to do it. It does require quite a bit of supports for underneath. It would have been cool if it was simplified on the bottom there. And there's a bunch of detail that's super cool if your printer can get it resolved. But other than that, it's so detailed. Look at that. All these tiny little crevices and stuff that came out. I'm surprised.
Yeah, let's take a
Look at
look
the
at it
inside.
on
Jeez.
Thingiverse. It's a free download on Thingiverse. So again, it's a remix by A. Allan or Snit Designs posted it up. Here's their posting of it. There it is in there, glow in the dark. Thanks to Moti Zuma for the original tray design. And the original skull planter is here. Here's the original one by Martin Hinner. Posted this one up. This bit.
Brent likes the skull planter, so I guess I'll have to use it in the Stemma Soul Sensor
I think this is a remix
project.
of a remix of a remix of a remix.
I love those.
Because this is deep. Like, I keep going back to different remixes. So
This one, I'm
Carlos
guessing this one
Campos-
doesn't have the
Carlos Campos
what's it
posted
called?
up the.
I've
my God,
actually
and it's a
printed this
remix of
one,
this
yeah.
one from 2014. I just went like 4 remixes deep, yo.
Hey man, if
That's wild.
if it works, why not add on to
You see
it?
that as well? And this is a remix. Does it end?
This is why despite all the hate
is
towards
going on? It's still going.
Thingiverse, I love the way that all the attributions are all linked this way.
I found the original. And then and it says I couldn't find a printable skull on Thingiverse that had a removable mandible with the teeth included. So I created one. Originally, this was a SketchUp model that I imported and sliced and diced and printed on my Thingomatic.
Again, this is the other reason why I like it.
Pieces and glued together. Enjoy. I
goes-
just forgot to upload the bottom part. So we don't even know where the original is. It's like crime scene investigating CADs. Like, what's the origin of this?
Paul says 3D printer inception.
Yeah, boy, golly, we literally went 5 deep.
Wow.
That's wild. To make or not to make? That is the question. To remix or not to remix? Simplified human skull.
Yeah, despite all the... I think all the hate might be gone now that they
The
merged
fingerprints?
with Ultimaker. But yeah, this is one of the things. They're the oldest, so you can go far back in history on what was going on in 2013 for us
2010, I
anyway.
think,
2012, whenever we first started.
Yeah, it's nuts and it's gnarly. All right, so there's your deep dive into skull remixes.
Still get like
Shout out
tips.
to the whole community. I don't know who to credit. It's hard to pick exactly who.
I still get tips from, what was the first thing, the coral cuff that we made so long ago.
Oh god, in 2012.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So that's this week's community makes. Skulls. They go deep. We have some more community makes that were sent to us, so let's take a look at those. If I can sort it out here in the notes. Scroll down. Let's start off with this first one. This is
this one is
prop
so cool.
maker Keyblade. This was posted on Twitter by Danielle Dinokla. Danielle. They are a cosplayer, and I believe they do stuff on Twitch. But look at this fantastic build.
How freaking cool is that? Completely
it's the,
different. Well, not different, but in terms of the embellishments and like the theming of it.
Yeah, this
completely
is
custom
a
in that
whole
way.
thing. Yeah, so the thing in her hand is, it's hard to tell, but that's the Keyblade that we did a few years ago. It uses the prop maker Featherwing, a Feather M4, and a ton of NeoPixels. But it has sound effects and all that stuff, and it looks really fantastic in this kind of rebuild, and it's fantastic cosplay. Whew. Tail and everything, it's crazy. So shout out to Danielle for posting that up.
Posting the original in the chat room.
Next up, we have a make of the Halloween Tombstone project. So this is the Halloween Tombstone project, and this was posted up by Prusa user or Printables user Grumpy Scrambler. Grumpy Scrambler posted this up, and they say, well, let's take a look at the photo first. Looks fantastic.
Whoa,
look at the weathering they did
dude,
on the...
this looks so good.
Yeah, it says...
wow.
I can't read it, actually. It's in...
oh, it's like
I think
German,
it's German or something, yeah. But look at that. It's fantastic. It's got the eye and everything. They say, a wonderful project for Halloween. The eye of the Halloween M4 is great. Unfortunately, I can't get the NeoPixel strip to work. The M4 always goes into boot mode immediately when transferring. Okay. All right. There could be...
it's the timing of putting it in the bootloader, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I would suggest posting up on the forums so we can get our customer service.
Or maybe
folks.
there's a bug in the latest.
Yeah, there's always something with that. But the original one has the NeoPixel strip inside this kind of box, and then I'm using black LED acrylic to diffuse the lights. That's what it looks like with it open. It's not too much of a build because a lot of it is done through the Halloween eye, and there's lots of expansion ports for NeoPixels and sensors and that sort of thing. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a Halloween project and you get yourself a Halloween, maybe 3D print a snap fit Tombstone. And again, shout out to Grumpy Scrambler. This is the first make that's been posted on it. That's really cool to see. All right, next up we have a make of another Halloween. It's Halloween season.
Yeah.
This is a make of another skull. This is called the Pumpkin Skull. And Paige, you remixed this one.
I think I just hollowed it out.
Yeah, you hollowed it out, maybe cut the top off. But here Jake printed it out, posted a photo, and just gave it a thumbs up. So that's cool. So looks like you can have the top be removable. And that's just a very freakish but cool pumpkin. You put LEDs in the eyes. Of course he did. This was from a few years ago. And that was posted by Jake. All right, next up we have another make on Printables. This one is from Luca. Luca posted up a make of the heat set rig. If you are looking to do heat set inserts, consider making a rig to make perfect, precise things. I really like this design. They added a clampy bit for their soldering iron so that it's easier to take it on and off. I really like that. It's a great idea. Lucas says, very nice design. I made some minor changes and adjustments. And shout out to everyone else. I'm seeing lots of makes. This build is becoming the most made one on printables, which I like to see because it's a very useful tool.
Nice.
All right, we have a few more to go through over on Thingiverse. Thingiverse user Carl FL posted up a post of the QT mount. They say they extracted just the QT mount from the NeoKey keyboard, the NeoKey emoji keyboard. So this will allow you to easily add this mount to other projects without having to recreate it. That's nice. I like that. So shout out to Carl for posting that up on Thingiverse. And now we are going over to GitHub. This was actually posted and featured in the Python on Microcontrollers newsletter. This was by GitHub user SMKYMKCT, and they created a Minesweeper game on Adafruit's PyPortal, and they used our 3D printed retro case that snap fits together and houses the Titano. We have 3 different sizes, so if you have a PyPortal and you want this kind of look, this enclosure look for your PyPortal, we have them in 3 sizes. So we have the Titano, the regular, and the Pint, which is the smaller version.
Pint.
The Pint. Yeah, I said Pint. How funny. But yeah, all this I believe is in CircuitPython. Yes, it is, and it has all the fonts and yeah, all the STLs as well are there too if you want to print them out. But yeah, Minesweeper. I want to play Minesweeper now. It's a fun game. Cool. All right, moving along. Next project is on Twitter. We're getting makes from all places. This was posted up by Peter. Peter posted up their make of this flaming torch. It uses a Gemma and a NeoPixel ring or NeoPixel jewel and a 5-volt DC fan. So this creates this kind of flame effect with some silk fabric mesh, and the fan and the Gemma and the jewel, I believe is a jewel, all sandwiched together that fits inside of the kind of base area of the torch, and it makes this cool fire effect. We got inspired by the Pirates of the Caribbean ride because they have similar kind of a light and a fan and this fabric that makes it look like it's a fire. It all snap fits together and stuff and screws together, so it's really fun to see other people make it for their props. So shout out to Peter. All right, and the last one to close it out. Our very own Paul Cutler made a neon sign.
Nice.
Using the neon NeoPixel strips, and this is all done in CircuitPython using the LED animation library by Crayola and Kattni Rambor.
How cool.
So these would look great. We hope to do this for the nudes, the Luminoodles, the noodles that are LEDs.
Yeah.
It'd be very fun to make a small version of it.
Yeah, I think Devin was asking what projects we had coming up for the nudes, and
yeah,
probably the
we're gonna do
low,
signs.
the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
is
lightning
gonna
ball, a snake, maybe some like Halloween stuff, like a bat.
Oh yeah,
Maybe a bat
with the animation, so you can see the wings going up and down. So it's like going between them.
It's like a 2-frame thing. Yeah, like traditional neon signs.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
But tiny miniature.
Yeah, I have a week
for your Lego set.
I have a week to get it all ready, so that's probably what we'll be focusing
You got
on.
like 3 weeks.
I got 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You really get 2 weeks, and then you get 1 week to document.
That's true. But 3 weeks from now, you'll have 4 days.
So yeah, shout out to Paul. Thank you for posting that up on Twitter for everybody to see. And that is this week's Community Makes. Thank you everybody so much for posting up your makes. It's so nice to see folks. I feel like the season is the season of making.
Here.
It's here. It's Halloween.
You got no excuse.
Fall. The heat's slowly starting to creep away.
Scroll up a little bit. I want to highlight the.
Oh wait, we got another make.
Oh.
This is from Snaky Maker Cat.
Nice.
They made a little bit ago on Twitter too.
Oh, with some of the nudes.
Yeah.
That looks so cool. Wait, is it with the nudes?
I don't think it's with the nudes.
Okay.
I thought I shared the. Maybe it did. Maybe it did.
No, it is nudes.
Yeah.
You can tell by the density.
Oh my gosh, they already did it.
And I was gonna say, there's some giant alligator clips.
I guess it's been done. This is great. You just scaled it down, or let me see. So Snaky Makercast says I made some blinkies inspired. Yep. Scale it down about a quarter of the length using the flexible filaments. Oh, cool. DF Robot stocks them as well. Not addressable, but they're really cute. That's fantastic.
All right, looks like we got to do the bat one then. Do a
Yeah,
little 2-frame animation on it.
Yeah. Oh, this one's cool too. Is this from? Oh boy, I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue. This dragon looks awesome. How to use flexible filament. I think it's from Tested. Norman Chan did it, I think. Very cool. So, yeah.
And if you scroll up a little bit in the Discord, someone made a canary CO2 monitor already. Check that out.
That's exactly it.
Right?
That's fantastic.
Looks like
with the SCD40? 30. Yeah, this is a nice one too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I like
That's
how's the
fantastic.
TFT on there.
Yeah.
Displays.
Shout out to BW.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah. Finished a few weeks ago. No fancy enclosure yet, but it's got the SCD30 and the ESP32 S2, TFT feather. Wife drew the bird and they printed it. That's so cool.
Yeah, this makes me happy that we're not completely ripping off the Kickstarter
I
one.
don't need a fancy enclosure. It looks great as it is. I love the display.
Yeah.
So you get right away. You see like what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to add a display now? Like, no,
I mean, we already have one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool though. I like that it tells you in Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
Us Americans.
Yeah, I think that's
so
being worked
fantastic.
on. I keep having to have a separate window in for the conversion.
Beep, beep. Wow. It is definitely the season of making. Like everybody's just posting fantastic makes.
Super cool. All right. I think it's gonna be. That's it for this show. I'm hungry.
Oh yeah,
Let's go eat.
I wasn't looking on the. Sorry, folks. I didn't switch the thing yet.
That's about all of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. Well,
No, I posted all of it.
Check everything out on the Discord. So much activities going on. It's hard for me to run a show and keep track. But man, this is fantastic. This is my lunch. I'm eating everyone's inspiration. That's great. All right. Well, tonight we are going to be on Show and Tell. We invite you to come on as well. It starts at 7:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be there. I think this week it's hosted by Lamar and Phil, Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada. And then shortly after is Ask an Engineer with Lamar and PT, Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada again at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Shout out to Melissa for hosting last week. She did a fantastic job and had some really awesome people come on and share their projects. So whether you have a finished project or you're just starting a project, all's really fun to see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we like seeing retro gear and all sorts of stuff. So please come on by. The way it works is we'll post a link to join the StreamYard stream in the Discord chat room. So that's how you get access to it. You just got to be part of the Discord chat room, and we'll post it in the live broadcast chat channel. That's going to do it for us. We'll have some tunes at the end. But yeah, I gotta make some screenshots for this walk person. Thank you, everybody, again. We'll see you next week.
And don't forget to make a great day. See you
Bye,
later
everybody.
tonight.